Why you should almost never write both groups. There is a strong possibility that by the end of this video, you might feel hurt. This video will most likely hurt your ego. Still, care to watch it. I have some points to share with you which might help you in making one of the most crucial decisions of your career. So you have 90 days until the next exam. Make and lock the decision right now. I said lock the decision because once you make this decision now, make it locked until the exam. Don't take a decision now and then you keep changing it after 40 days or after 50 days. You can't keep course correcting in this journey. Whatever the decision you make, whether you decide to write both groups or only one group, make it now and lock it till the exam. Because you could be doing the most foolish thing. What is the most foolish thing? Students who decide at the beginning of the preparation to go for both groups, they will study for all 6 papers for a period of 45 to 50 days, scatter their efforts across 6 papers, have too much anxiety built up, and they will have another 30-40 days only. That time they will know for sure that they will not be able to finish the full portions and be able to do the required revisions. And when they have 30 days to the exam, they will decide that, okay, now 6 papers will not be possible. Let me just stick to only one group. Please don't do this at all. This is the most foolish thing ever. In the first 45-50 days, you would have spent almost 100 to 150 hours on the 3 papers that you are not going to write. That is as good as a wasted time. Imagine you didn't do this nonsense of writing 6 papers and from day one you decided to write only one group, and the 100 to 150 hours that you spent on the other 3 papers, you actually spent on this one. Visualize how much that would have consolidated your preparation, how much strength it would have given to your preparations overall. So that's exactly my point. In this video, going forward, I will give you a 6-question checklist which will help you to determine whether you can really apply for both groups. Are you eligible for it, or are you living in a delusion and you need to come back to reality? Let's get into the checklist now. Aim for both groups only if you fulfill the following criteria. The first question is, are you working? If you are working, if you say yes, whether you are doing articleship or whether you are working as a full-time employee somewhere, if you say yes to it, go for one group. If you have full hours to yourself, meaning no encroachment in your calendar, you have the whole day for yourself, then consider it as a point. You may consider doing both groups, but again, don't jump into it. We have just passed the first question. There are still 5 more questions to go. Wait for it. The second question is, have you already taken more than 2 attempts? If you have failed for more than 2 times, then it is possible that for the last 8 months to 1 year or more than 1 year, you have not seen any sort of victory in your career. Which means, at least with respect to CA, you must be seeing the term unsuccessful again and again. Which means you are pretty much stuck in a quicksand. Pretty much like this. So what should people do when they are stuck in a quicksand? People get panicked and they'll, work their legs, try to somehow push themselves out. But the more force they exert beneath the sand, the more possibility they are going to go further down and get further stuck. So the same thing, if you are already tasted failure for more than 2 times, you will feel like I have already wasted a couple of years, or I have already wasted 12 to 14 months. Now let me write both groups at one shot and let me get this over with. I totally understand this line of thinking, but this is exactly the moment where you should be careful that you should not exert too much pressure on yourself. If you give 6 papers to write, you will create unnecessary pressure. If you take one group at a time, you will have only three papers. Three papers means less pressure. Less pressure means more control, and you have only less and less to feel anxious about. And you have high chances of going to the exam with a peace of mind and writing the papers and to come out of it. I know it will take extra 3 months. I know it might take extra 4 months because you have to go group by group, but that is the fastest way. So the second question is, if you have taken more than 2 attempts and if you say yes, go for one group. And if you say no, let's come to the next question. Do you have a lot of things going on in your life with respect to health, family, relationships, etc.? Are you living in a joint family? Are there 15-20 people constantly buzzing in your house? Or are you already a part of your father's business? Or are you having severe health issues? Or are there many family issues, relationship issues that you're currently going through? If you say yes, go for one group. If you say no, let's go to the next question. Do you have less than 120 days to the exam? Yes, you have only 120 days to the exam until the next exam. Back when we used to write exams once in 6 months, we will have a timeline of more than 5.5 months. So even if a particular student has just now starting the preparation, they will have a possibility of making it both groups back then. But now you have exam once in 3 months. You will not have 120 days to the next exam. So everybody will be saying yes to this. So the next condition is, have you studied for a minimum of 7 hours a day in the last 2 weeks without breaking the streak? If you have only the capability to study 5 hours or 6 hours of focused preparation per day, then it is foolish to expect that in the next 3-4 months, you will magically become a person who can study for 10 to 12 hours a day without breaking the streak. A lot of people who are kind of overweight, when they come and tell me that in the next 4 months, I will reduce 10 kilos, I will find it great. I will find that at least now they have the awareness that they want to reduce their weight, and at least they care to come and tell me. But most of those people, they will say that they have this high aspiration, and the very evening they will go to Domino's. The very evening they will go to Subway and eat junk food. They will choose sugar and fat. When you say to others that you want to reduce weight and you choose sugar and fat, I believe sugar and fat. Your dreams mean nothing in that situation. When people say that they want to make at least a savings of 10 to 20,000 every month and they have 4 to 5 EMIs every month, I believe the 4 to 5 EMIs and not their aspiration of wanting to save 10 to 20,000. So you understand, you have an aspiration of wanting to become a rank holder or wanting to clear both groups at once. Aspiration is great, but your reality is in the last 2 weeks, you used your phone for 5 hours a day and you hardly studied for 3 to 4 hours. Then I'm believing 3 to 4 hours. I'm believing the phone usage of 5 hours per day. So that's this question. If your answer is yes, that if you have studied at least 7 hours per day in the last 14 days, then yes, you have built a momentum. You can consider doing both groups. If you had said no, I'm sorry, you have to stick to only one group. The last question is, can you do at least one primary reading and 4 rounds of revision before the exams in all the 6 papers? If your answer is yes, then again you can consider doing both groups. If your answer is no, stick to one group. 1 round of primary reading and 4 rounds of revision is absolutely essential if you want to go with a reasonable confidence and a lot less panic to the exam. If you do 1 round of primary reading, which means your classes should have also been over. Let's say if you are just watching classes or your classes are just over, then again, you will not have time to do 1 round of primary reading and 4 rounds of revision in all 6 papers. So give answers to all the questions honestly. You know your situation more than anybody else. I have done this mistake myself, like I explained in the last video. So many attempts. In inter, at least I could have avoided 3 attempts. In final, I could have at least avoided 3 attempts. I lost the aggregate by 3%, 4%. Had I written only one group, I would have easily gone past the aggregate and I would have become a chartered accountant much earlier. Keep your ego in check always. Decide today and make the decision and lock the decision. Don't turn back at all. Don't look sideways. Don't think that your peers are doing this. They have applied both groups and they might possibly clear all 6 papers at once and they might leave you and go to the next level, and you will be the one who is stuck. You will be the one who has to wait for another 4 months. Don't get into all these sort of nonsensical thinking. Your career is different, your line is different, your friend's line is different. Nobody is going to come with you forever. Understand that. Even though the language of this video is a little harsh and I must have most likely hurt your ego, this had to be said. This video had to be done. I hope you take good inputs and took the message in the right spirit. I will see you as a CA very soon. Thank you and bye-bye.